Do you ever count the cost of what you're paying attention to? The term pay attention is really a unique and more in depth statement than we give credit for. Whatever we're giving our attention to, we are paying for it in some way, shape, or form. In our energy, in some way, our spirit. Have you ever noticed how you feel when you leave a person, a place, or a thing? Have you ever noticed a difference in your energy, your spirit, your hope when you exit a location, end a conversation, or put a thing down? Let me tell you, I love Angel by Mugler, and I love Burberry Her perfume fragrances. I wore Angel for years, and I don't care where I am. That was my high school graduation present from my brother, Angel. And I loved it because I could do, first of all, the bottle was about that small, but it cost about $75 back then. And you could take one spritz, and that thing would last you all day. And I don't care where you went or what aisle of the grocery store you went to, it was live at 5. I mean, you were on it. You were on it. And everybody complimented you on Angel. Oh my gosh. And I get the same effect with Burberry Her. Burberry Her just has a warmth, and it works with my nose and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. But I love it because it lingers. And it lingers with a fresh scent and a sweet scent. And I'm a sweet girl. I like warms and sweets and vanillas and all that. And it lingers. I like the way it makes me feel, feminine and flirty and warm and, sexy. I like the way it makes me feel, and I like the linger. Um, One of my cell phones, though, when I picked it up and I was holding it one day when I didn't have a case on it. And I don't know if you know, but in your phone, somewhere in the settings, you can Google it. There are settings that tell you not to have skin contact with your phone. You need to have an eraser with distance between your person and your phone because of the amount of radiation. And one day I had my phone, and I mean, you expect it to be a little warm, but I picked it up to look at something, and then I put it down, and I felt funny afterwards. I felt funny. I felt like, oh, I don't like it. Like, oh, like it just didn't feel right. My hand didn't feel right. The vibration didn't feel right. The energy didn't feel right. And I paid attention to that, and now I'm more cognizant not to touch my phone. I need to get a better case. Um, Sometimes leaving certain locations, what's wrong?
Okay, you on a call?
Yeah, but what's wrong?
No, I was just telling you, I just worked out, and I knew you was out. I knew you was out when I texted you at 8, so I wanted to go.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I had to take a break. That's my baby. He came to make sure his mom was all right. Just got off work. He just got up, my baby. But anyway, and sometimes when you leave certain locations, have you paid attention to how you feel when you leave? When you leave someone's house, do you feel better or worse? When you leave your person, do you leave more encouraged or not? When you leave your best friend, do you feel like that's my girl, that's my guy, that's my homeboy, that's my dog, that's my friend? When you leave work, do you feel more enlightened or encouraged? How do you feel when you're there, and how do you feel when you leave? And so, you know, I went around the block talking about all these because I think these are things we don't pay attention to. And we just celebrated Juneteenth and 4th of July on yesterday. And it's all about freedom. It's all about no longer being held in bondage to things that once held you. And you know that famous picture of the horse that is tied to a chair or was tied to something, but he's no longer tied to it, but he didn't have sense enough to walk away from it because he was so used to being tied to it. And in this second half of this year, I would, and listen, I'm always speaking to me. I'm always speaking to me. This is never about judgment or anything like that. It's always speaking to me. But if we're in the second half of the year, I'm thinking to myself, especially as you get more seasoned, be wise in what you pay for. When we go to the store, we are careful about what we pay for. We want to know the cost of it and is it worth it for the value. Look at your relationships. It doesn't mean the person isn't valuable. It doesn't dictate worth, but it doesn't dictate their worth. But is there value in that relationship? Is there value in whatever form of relationship it is? The relationship between me and my phone, I, first of all, am an Android girl. First of all, I just happen to have an iPhone as one of my phones, but I do not care for iPhones. I just do not, but I have one. But I'm an Android girl. So my relationship with iPhone and having one, I can do without it because I don't see the value for me. Certain relationships have proved they're not valuable for me or to me, and the persons involved are not worthy of me. And I don't mean romantic relationships. They can be friendships, because if I leave you and I'm drained or I'm more discouraged or you don't make me feel good, even better about myself. And not that it's their job, but sometimes people intentionally, because of the spirits that are on them, will drain you or pull you down. Or jealousy is real. Sometimes people don't mind you doing well. They just don't want you doing better than them. Or sometimes people don't mind you. They don't want you, but they don't want you with nobody else either. Just different facets of that. What are you paying attention to? What are you paying into? What is your attention paying into? And are you getting the value for it? You would not go buy a pack of chicken, 1 pound chicken, for $650. Care what type of chicken it is. And some of us are spending too much on things, people, and places that are costing us, and they don't hold the value. So this freedom season, I challenge all of us to let freedom ring. To no longer be slaves to things. And sometimes, we're slave to things. We pay attention to things and slave to things. Slaves to things, out of pride. We don't want to let it go. Some relationships you don't want to let go because you don't want to be the one to lose, because you didn't invested too much into it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying if you haven't invested and it's not worth it, that's between you and God. I'm not promoting divorce or anything like that, but even friendships. I'm saying sometimes you're putting more in than you're getting out. So count the cost. If your job is draining you, if your job is not, if your season is over, are you paying into something that is not giving you a return? What is it? Be willing to do an audit of your life. Budget our lives the way we budget a checkbook. Save up for important opportunities the way we save up for vacations. And the way we do that, in order to save up for a great vacation, you take some and put aside because you're planning there and you open up that space. I heard Kevin Trudeau say you need to create a void for the things you want. If there's something that you want and you're being drained or pulled from it more than you're receiving, create the void for the thing you want. If we don't create the voids for the things we want, there's no room for them to be there. That's just a law. The Bible says, put aside those things that so easily beset us. And the law, one of the laws was not the law of reciprocity. I forgot which one it is, but one of the laws say in order, you have to give up something to gain something. And so you have to at least make room for it. And so I pray this speaks to you on this Sunday. It is an amazing day. I'm your girl, Shay. And I pray that something was said that will bring honor and glory to the Lord and will bless you and give you hope. It's always hope. Love you.